And what the government can do then is to have the subsidies like the ones we saw. And you are alive to the fact that those subsidies were not paid. There was nearly a debt of 900 billion. Yeah? It was those subsidies. So you are left wondering, what then? If we are going to
it was in 900 billion.
It was less, yeah.
Yeah?
Much less.
That's the number I got. So the question that I kept pushing was, so where does that leave us? What do we do? Since you've added, or not you've added, that is actually the prevailing global pricing that we are getting, the pump. What happens now to the common mwananchi? Where do we go? Case number one. Case number two, we heavily rely on hydro power to our power grid. When there's scarcity of rainfall, our dams, our friend will tell you, they go low. What do we result in doing? Result in using diesel generators. The same generators that are highly affected by the fuel and the diesel. So who feels the pinch? Who must feel the pinch? We need to discuss, and that's why I told you, we must be very deliberate. We must be very honest coming to this subject. I looked at a paper written by NASA, and I hope I can get it. I can get you that paper.
Okay.
This is what it talked about. That India, because of climate change and the way the rains have restructured the weather patterns and what have you, the emissions of greenhouse gases and what have you. India alone, by 2030, they will lose 24% of their maize yield. What does that tell you? Has got nothing to do with the Indian government. You're looking at a global phenomenon. How must we re-engineer? We are not far off from such cases. We had severe short rains. We had severe drought. What does that mean to us as a country? How should we re-engineer?
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
And so that's why I'm saying, I'm calling upon
at least you don't increase by 6 to 16%.
When such things happen, there has to be a deliberate and an honest conversation. Whether it is increased by 16%, that's probably a conversation for another day. But something must change. Something must change. Okay. And remember, we are dealing, what did I tell you? We are dealing with a global phenomenon. Very quickly on SRC. I'm not one who will say that we come up with commissions, independent commissions, and then we disband them. That has been the clarion call: disband this commission, disband IEBC. I don't think that's what it comes to. But the truth of the matter is, I think the announcement was came at a wrong time.
Ill-advised.
It was probably ill-advised, if you will. It came at a wrong time, where everybody is edgy at this, and you can understand. I really do not see, when you're talking about trying to tax more, adding salaries, it came at the wrong time. Let me put it that way. And to emphasize again that I am not saying that the persons who were recommended, I do not say that they don't qualify. Yes, there have been COVID and the cost of living has gone high, but it would have been better, or it is better, for them to wait until the economy turns around. That probably would be something that I would advise. But as of now, it was the wrong timing for SRC to have issued that.
And he raised the issue about Saba, and perhaps your reaction to that as we anticipate the resumption of street protests, definitely fueled by perhaps the fuel.
Yeah, I mean, again, I told you the democracy, our space allows, and for the longest, most of us have been in the Maandamano, we've carried placards, and here you're talking about listening.
Okay.
The last thing that you want in any government is leaders who have the heart of a stone. those that don't listen, those that you can't correct. So I think from where I'm seated, I hope, and it's my prayer, that sanity will prevail. That we had started very well when you had parties coming to sit down and try to find solutions and chat away. Okay. I think I thought at one point we were getting somewhere. Mm-hmm. But even in those protests, even in Sabasaba, we hope the message will reach to leadership.
Okay.
Not only that, we are praying that it will not be chaotic.
And so perhaps that's why I can bring in Cyprian. In terms of the effectiveness of the street protests, the demonstrations, borrowing from the past 2 or 3 months, we've seen the protests